Hello and welcome back to Locator Gaming. I'm going to continue on playing Descent: Legends in the Dark. So I think I'm going to be playing with Cyrus and Kaylee on the next mission because I'm pretty sure it was a Cyrus, like Cyrus had to go on that one. And I kind of want to take a tanky character with Cyrus. But I want to go into the town here and just look around a little bit. So I'll zoom in here, just dive right into this. There's no events here in town. I did see there were a couple outside of town, but I want to check in the shop here. What is this? Star-touched wand. So this is a new weapon. So during your attack, afflict the enemy and each enemy adjacent to it. And afflict is before activating, the enemy suffers 4 damage. Ooh, so what's the capacity of this thing? Let's find the Cyrus's weapons in here. Star-touched wand. I think we got to try to buy this while we have the opportunity. Two fatigue capacity. It's piercing type, 4 range, 2 damage. During your attack, afflict the enemy and each enemy adjacent to it. Ooh, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, so let's get 200 gold to be able to buy that. And what is this? This is for Kaylee. The enemy is enfeebled and exposed. I think we should try to get that recipe also. Aquos. I think we've got plenty of Taros and Curios. So we need 320 gold. We've got tons of herbs we can sell. I think I'm going to probably be able to get enough money just from doing this. That gets us down to 44. Let's sell 54. How about some bones? Like 18 bones, maybe? 304, and let's sell... I don't want to sell too much metal because I don't know if I'm going to need it. Let's sell like 13 metal. Okay, that gets us to enough to buy this stuff. So let's purchase that, and I'm just gonna sub that in right now. It is piercing damage. The staff is crushing damage. I'll have to make sure I change that in the setup. And let's get this recipe. So what else do we got here? Vigos, Aquos, and Taros. Let's just check our supply of this stuff. We don't have any Vigos. We've got 5 Aquos, 2 Taros. So maybe we should sell a little bit of cloth just so that we can get a Vigos. So we have one in our... Let's get 2. So we've got some in our supply in case we need it. But now what I want to do is go check out these events, because if we walk to events outside of town and then come back into town, there will be new stuff in the market. Hunting party, narrative event. Laurel of Bloodwood is still on the trail of the Uthuk, and Galadin is eager to offer some assistance. Alright, you play a swindler's game with a traveling gnome and her lucky coin. Her deft hands fail her, however, and the trick is spoiled. Keep the coin, she says. You've stolen its luck already. We got 2 Fortunos. Okay, here we go, some story. Galadin and Laurel pursue their Uthuk quarry through the forest, moving swiftly under the shadows of the tall trees. They pause at a small grove, finding signs of a conflict. Many sets of tracks lead away, made by people in a hurry. And they're signing to each other. There was an ambush here. The victims fled into the woods and were pursued by their ambushers. It matters not. The Uthuk was not involved. These people could need assistance. Our quarry is on the move. Whatever the decision, it needs to be made now. Galadin turns to consider the tracks once more. Follow the victims of the ambush or follow the Uthuk? Let's always play like such a good, helpful character. Let's help the victims. We should follow these tracks and see if we can be of assistance. I don't think the Uthuk are going anywhere. Galladin and Laurel turn and follow the tracks. After hours of travel, they find where the trail ends. A valiant choice, Galladin, but it appears those we sought to aid were killed some time ago. Galladin nods solemnly, his jaw set firmly as his eyes stare through the remains before them. Come, if we hurry, we may still catch up with the Uthuk that fled. Galladin and Laurel return to the Uthuk's tracks and follow them through the wilderness, but after many hours, the trail is lost. The Uthuk has escaped. The trail has gone cold. We've lost him. There was little chance to catch him after we broke from the trail. I should not have led us astray. We could have caught him otherwise. You don't know that. Sometimes there's no right answer. You had to make a choice. Let no one judge you for it. Okay, just a little bit of story. What is this? Your path is split by a crevice in the earth. While jumping the distance is not difficult, you agree to climb down and back out instead. A gritty red dust covers you, and even after an hour of cleaning, some lingers on your clothes and skin. We got a Taros from that. Back into Frostgate. Okay, let's check the store. So we've got some recipes. The braided pommel. The enemy is dazed after the attack. Move the enemy one space away from you. Resolute hilt. Heal 1. If you have an injury, heal 2 instead. 15% chance. I don't know. Fortunos, Animos, Taros. I think Toxos and Taros we're okay on. How about Animos? We've got 1 Animos. 4 Fortunos. Maybe we should try to pick up 1 Animos. It's 25. Just so we can have some supply. We'll sell a little bit more metal. Pick up the Animos. Toxos, I think we're okay. And yeah, we've got 5 of those. We should probably sell 1 or 2 of those. I don't know, I'm not too excited about these recipes. Yeah, I think we're okay. And just before I forget, I want to go to Cyrus and change his wand to the Star-Touched wand. We don't have any parts for his crooked staff yet. But just in case we get more materials before I start crafting stuff, I'm going to go back out and go do this narrative event. See if we get some more supplies from an event on the way. No, we made it all the way there. A funeral procession carries 2 caskets, one large, one small. For the head, an observer notes, the poor man was drained of blood with bite wounds on his neck. Family's taking no chances he'll come back. They carry the body to a graveyard attached to a small shrine to Nordos to inter the remains in 2 separate holes. Bryn and Varix walk through the war camp of the Legion of Carthage. Tents arranged in neat rows, punctuated by the tall trees of the forest. It is surprising to see such a host gathered on our doorstep. Do you think we have anything to fear with their presence here? I hope not. With any luck, Baron Zakarith will sympathize with our plight and lend us aid against the Uthuk. And perhaps he will help us prepare against other dangers as well. One threat at a time, Varix. The Uthuk are our main concern right now. As the 2 of them proceed through the camp, Bryn marvels at the craftsmanship involved in the soldiers' arms and armor. Carthage appears to be well stocked. Even if they refuse direct aid, we could perhaps benefit from additional resources. My thoughts as well, but we shall see what the Baron is willing to do. But technically, he is trespassing on your lands with a small army. Surely you can deny him passage unless he lends assistance. Zakareth is a baron, Varix. Even if he is in Forthin, his position commands as much power and respect as mine. This will need to be handled delicately. Bryn and Varix reach the tent of Baron Zakareth and are escorted in. The Baron cuts a striking image, with his raven hair and his intense eyes. Even while seated in the comforts of his command tent, he seems to tower over Bryn and Varix. I don't know about them shoulder pads. I'm glad to see you and your companion have made all haste to meet with me, Eris. I have precious little time for diplomatic engagements at the present, so let us be quick. Quick suits me fine, Baron Zakareth. I am surprised to see such a force gathered in Forthen. But you have arrived in our time of need. Forthen is embroiled in conflict with the Uthuk, and allies such as you and your soldiers would help ensure our victory. Of course it would, but I don't think Carthage will be diverting its attention at this hour. Even now my forces move to contain the threat of the undead, and that path alone has brought us into Forthen, not any desire to offer assistance. Baron, pardon my insistence, but we would both benefit from overcoming the Uthuk, and soon. Perhaps when they are dealt with, Forthen can aid Carthage against the undead. It would seem Forthen is unable to deal with her own problems, so I'm not sure what help she would be against ours. Bryn bristles at the remark from Baron Zakareth. The group chooses. It is regrettable that we could not reach an agreement. That's nobility. If you refuse to help, then you're not welcome here for valor. Now we'll use nobility. That's one I already read. But until the Uthuk are dealt with, Forthen has no resources to spare. Baron Zakareth grins, seeming impressed that Bryn maintained her composure in this engagement. Regrettable? Yes. But if resources is what Forthen needs, then perhaps we can be of assistance after all. You got 20 metal, 20 cloth, and 3 umbros. You've been added to your inventory. Thank you, Baron. Good luck to you on your campaign. And now we walk back, and we encounter something else. A corpse lies face down in the water. Fishing the poor unfortunate from the water and laying him to rest takes over an hour. Okay. So it takes another hour to get home? He didn't have anything in his pockets? Alright. Let's check the store. Ooh, what is this? Wayfarer's Leather. Armor card medium. Increase your speed by 1. I feel like I don't want these things to go by without buying them. It also adds a health. You may swap places with an adjacent small enemy is the upgraded version. Movement is kind of awesome. So I got to get to 200 gold to buy this card, huh? And what is this? You may, I wish it told you what item this upgraded. You may flip your attack card, then prepare it. 20% chance. I mean, I guess we probably could tell. Like if we go here and then to Cyrus. Oh, can wraps go on both things? Maybe? Question is, do I already have other wrap? So this is a bug in this game. Sometimes when you come in here and you try to click on these to narrow this down, it doesn't work. You have to go out and back in, and now it works. So this is a wrap. The next ability you choose this round costs 3 fatigue less. Ooh. This is also a wrap. But this one is situated so it looks more like the wrap for the wand, and this might be the wrap for the staff. Let me discard all fatigue from one card. Ooh, I like that one. This is also a wrap. Your weapon's damage increases by 1 or 2. Ooh. That's a tough call, actually. So I'm not sure I need this one. But I want to buy like leather and weapons whenever I can. Umbros, we just got some of those. Mortos, do we need any Mortos? No, we've got 4 of those. So I think we're set on that stuff. So we need to generate 200 gold from somewhere. Sell 5 curios. How about, are we going to get to 200? 18 cloth. About 23 cloth to take me down to 25. 15 metal. Let's do some more metal. 203. Okay, armor purchased. Now for crafting. It's going to be Cyrus and I think I'm taking Kaylee. Let's work on Cyrus first. Discard all fatigue, 25% chance, or weapons damage increased. What was this one? The next ability you use costs 3 less. Your attack gains Ignos damage type. The enemy is afflicted. Ooh. What is this? It's an ornament, and this is a gold bloom lacing. Enemy drops a small amount of loot. Whoa. Well, I think I want this, the feather ornament. We gain a damage type so that maybe we can find some more weaknesses on things and afflict the enemy. So let's craft that. And I like this one that has a 30% chance of increasing weapon damage. So I also got the upgraded Rabbit's Foot potion. But I'll come back to these, and I also got these grenades. Let me check Kaylee. So we got some different bolts. Enfeebled and exposed. Afflicted and slowed. I like afflicted because that's just 4 more damage. Yeah, we're crafting that. And then I think this is also a part. Closest hero to the enemy may prepare 1 card. 30% chance. Yes, please. And the enemy drops a small amount of loot. Copy the effect of your other weapon part. I mean, let's get loot. So that'll help us craft more things in the future. Anything else I really want here? This was for the wand. We would need a Lumos that we don't have. So let's upgrade our Rabbit Foot potion. So we can shift 4 spaces instead of 2 with our Rabbit Foot potion, and we can still prepare a card with that. What was this? Enemy drops a small amount of loot. Oh yeah, let's keep going on that path. Okay, I think I'm good. I don't think I want to do these grenades right now. Because I think I'm okay with the potions that I'm going to be taking. Even though dazing and dooming is nice, I think this is good. So let me set these characters up. Just put what we've got on here. So the claw ornament, the enemy is weak to any of your attack damage types. They are afflicted. Or your attack gains Ignos, the enemy is afflicted. So less of a chance, but I want to try to find out some weaknesses. I'm going to put that on there, and we'll put those on there, and then for Kaylee, we have this one. Your weapons damage increases by 1. If our enemy is large, add 1. Or the closest hero to the enemy may prepare 1 card. Let's just get our bolt in there. Oh, I like the 50% damage of more, or the 50% chance of more damage though. Shoot, I should have looked instead of just automatically crafting that, because I think I like this better for now. Over here we've got prepare 1 card, then discard 1 fatigue from it, or the enemy drops a small amount of loot. I want to go for some loot to help me craft more stuff in the future. Okay, I think I'm done with the town. So I'm going to go. The Elemental Cycle. The universities of Greyhaven are the home to the greatest scholars in Terranoth, and surely they would have plenty of information that could be used to thwart the Uthuk sorceress Nakroll. Fortunately, one of Cyrus's old professors from Greyhaven has settled in Forthin. Surely asking Professor Graysden for his thoughts on the matter will be both safe and helpful.
Let's make the world better.
Just try.
So we've got Cyrus and Kaylee. Cyrus is going to be taking the Bloodthirsty Bracers. That extra damage is too good not to take. We've got the Crooked Staff and the Star-Touched Wand. Yep. Double-Headed Hammer and the True Aim Crossbow. Yep. And I want to take this Wanderer's Stone. I want to see what that's all about, even though I like getting the recipes from the Undying Skull. I want to see what these alternate benefits instead of discarding fatigue might be. So the Wanderer's Stone, does it tell me in here? No. The Wanderer's Stone, when time passes, each hero may choose a displayed alternative benefit instead of discarding fatigue. So I guess if I tell the game I'm taking this, then it should be displaying some alternative things I can do. Okay, leaving Frostgate. A piercing cry cuts through the blue skies, and a firebolt falls from the clouds. Indris comes to rest on Cyrus's outstretched gauntlet, fluttering her feathers as her fire fades. Did you get chased out of the sky by a big bad bird, Indris? Did you singe someone's feathers? You know, there are other spirits in some of the wild places around here. You ought to be more careful. No, Greedy Guts, it's not time for snacks. All right, give me a kiss. Who's a pretty bird? This is kind of ridiculous. That's why Kaylee's just like, okay. Let's move on. Okay. As you drink from a small stream, Cyrus spots a distinctive silver and blue pebble. Although only a few drops a day, these small stones emit an endless supply of water, and do so forever unless they are shattered. So we get 2 aquos. More stuff to craft with. Why did we go around the mountain? I guess I can zoom in for this part. Cyrus has led the companions to a sprawling country house not far from the Shadow Peaks. Its several wings all differ in age and style of construction, and its garden is full of strange and exotic plants. I believe this is the place. It has a certain air of chaos to it that makes me think of my professors at the universities. Ah, yes, all the great geniuses have too many ideas to keep a clean house. Kaylee, I've seen your workshop. It's not messy at all. Well, it has to be neat as a pin. The really great geniuses know they've got to keep themselves in check too. Never find anything when I need it otherwise. Hey, why are we here anyway? What's so special about this fellow? So what I just realized is there's got to be different dialogue for this depending upon who you bring. Like, he wouldn't have been able to talk about a workshop if it was like Bryn or Varix, because they don't have workshops. Oh, Professor Greyston was a specialist in forbidden magics back at the universities. That's why they kicked him out. Indris squawks on Cyrus's shoulder, her feathers flaring with fiery light. Abruptly, the door to the cottage opens, and a wiry man with an intense stare appears. Who's there? I warn you, I'm protected by... Oh. Is that you, Cyrus? And I see you've kept the Phoenix alive somehow. How did you do it? I linked her life force to mine. That was enough to restart her reincarnation cycle. I see, applying my theories, but in reverse, huh? Clever. See, magic flows through the world like water, now a raindrop, now a stream, now part of my blood. I took some from a handful of different elemental spirits before they threw me out of Greyhaven. Ah, memories. To what end? Why, it's the natural order, isn't it? Magic flows through the web of life, the great spiral, the turning, and it grows ever more concentrated, reaching its peak in the blood and bones and scales of dragonkind, the core of it all. Well, we wanted to ask you some questions about Uthuk blood sorcery. Ah, why not? The old professor ponders for a moment, then steps out of the doorway, inviting Cyrus and the rest inside. Well, I suppose you'd best come in then. Professor Greyston opens the door, gesturing welcomely. Cyrus enters, and Indris's feathers ruffle as the professor's eyes fix intensely on the phoenix. I don't think this is gonna end well. Did I not put these back in order? Or they just slipped. Oh, they slipped over here. Okay. I need 2A, 8 and 13. 8 and 13. All right. All on their wood sides. Where are we going to have to go this time as far as the camera? Let's start here, I guess. Move it over here as far as we can. Is this right? I gotta move this around so I can see. Yes, I think that is correct. Professor Graysden, I've been meaning to tell you about what happened with Indris here. Cyrus, my boy, why quibble over something that happened so long ago? It seems you saved the poor dear's life, and you forged a unique and powerful bond, despite your rash behavior. You ought to have died, you know. That ritual was never meant for your eyes. Cyrus chooses. It was a necessary feat, or I had to save a friend. How about I had to save a friend? Besides, don't you think you were too reckless? Indris could have been really hurt, and as you pointed out, so could I. Don't you have anything to say? Graysden shrugs. You're not here to reminisce, Cyrus. Let's talk actual business, shall we? Cyrus may focus each of his cards and prepare one card. Oh, I gotta set this stuff out. You guys probably don't want to watch me get this stuff in order, so I'll throw in a quick cut right here. Okay, I'm back. So I'm gonna start Cyrus with his wand, and I'm starting on the side where I build up fatigue, and then I can do an action and have the Phoenix do some damage. Cyrus is bringing the 7-button vest light armor. Before your defense, focus a card. And Kaylee's starting on her hammer side. Oh, the skill, Cyrus's skill is just for an action. He can focus one card for each fatigue on this card. Kaylee, I'm starting Kaylee on the side that she can spend 3 fatigue to enfeeble and slow an enemy. Kaylee's going to bring this heavy armor that we got last time. Dawn Walker plate. A surge on defense adds a success, and I can focus a card, but it comes with 1 automatic success on defense, is how I read that iconography on that card there. I guess I could look it up, but that's how I'm going to play it, because I mean, the iconography kind of makes sense. Starting on the hammer, we've got 9 health and 7 health, because the armor does not add any health to either character. So I think my characters are set. But Cyrus now may focus each of his cards and prepare one card. Focus, 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 and I want to prepare my wand just in case, I guess, I get up close and personal to something. Because this will flip automatically when the Phoenix goes out. This one lets me focus for each fatigue on here, and this one lets me heal for each fatigue on here. Maybe I'll focus my skill instead, just in case I start getting beat up and I need to heal. Okay. Oh, it's good that we got some shelves, because I think Cyrus needs to interact with some shelves for his feet. Oh, and we got doors going off the side. This is the fun with this game, is playing the how do we fit this on camera game. Let's see how this goes. We need a couple of doors. Here's some doors on the table over here. Right there and right there. And speaking of tables, we need a table 1, 2, 3 up from this. Like so. Professor Grayson's residence is filled to the brim with haphazard stacks of books, loose sheafs of parchment covered in cramped handwriting. The smell of ink mingles in the air with something metallic and acrid. The professor draws you around the cluttered table in the center of the room. He picks up a dulled quill knife and turns it over in his hands. I was surprised to see you, Cyrus. I so rarely receive guests since I left the university. Place the heroes on the highlighted spaces. Can I look at this right now? Yeah, so feats. Interact with a shelf. Yes. Kaylee's is attack an enemy with your hammer while you have an injury. Okay, so Kaylee wants to get injured. Heroes go on the highlighted spaces. I guess I need my heroes. Cyrus and Kaylee. Let's go here and here. I was playing around with some camera settings, and I think the colors are a lot more vibrant than they were before. And wow, the bird on Phoenix, or the Phoenix on Cyrus, looks pretty cool. Cyrus nods. It's been a while since you were since the failed experiment within. Cyrus is quiet for a moment before venturing. I mean, since your last elements in magic lecture. There is a strange silence. It is interrupted by the sound of the professor's front door opening. As you turn to look, Grayston mumbles something. What was that, Professor? Cyrus says, straining to see the new visitors. I said you never should have come here, Cyrus. Spawn the following enemies: a Harbinger and a rune-bound Golem. Ah, man, so having the Undying Skull would have been good because these are new enemy types. Okay, so... Ooh, I gotta reach far for one of these guys. Got a Harbinger and a Golem. What levels are they? 2 and 1. It's okay, I want to see what this... What's it called? Wanderer's Stone does. Need orange and orange out of these guys. Harbinger and Golem. So Golem goes here. Harbinger goes here. I wanted some time to interact with the shelves, man. Cyrus turns back to Professor Grayston only to find he is gone. He ran. I guess if we want answers, we're going to have to work for them. Objective updated. Find Professor Grayston. Okay, so let's just start. Who's got the Bloodthirsty Bracers? Cyrus does. So if we get some enemies damaged, then we can do some extra damage from the wand. So we'll have Kaylee go first. And I'm going to use, like I said, these universal markers that I got from Team Covenant. And I'm going to use this die to track movement points now. So let's give Kaylee her 3 movement points. I'm going to do this. 1, 2, and then diagonal for 3 to get next to both of them. So I use all 3 movement points. And we will attack. Kaylee's got her hammer, which is crushing type, which I think the Golem is weak to. I don't know yet if it's weak to it, but I'm going to assume it is. Like, I'm not going to assume that piercing and slashing is going to do a lot to a rune-bound Golem. And he's level 1 with 25 health. Is there anything I want Kaylee to do before this? Before the enemy's activation? No. During your defense? No. I think we're just going to attack. With our hammer. And she attacks with the black die. Okay, so we got 2 successes and 2 advantages. Now, I could do 2 fatigue to just ignore that and just get a straight 3 successes. But on the other hand, if I just took those same 2 fatigue, I can make it a total of 4 successes for the attack. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to take 2 fatigue and put it on her hero card to convert those advantages to successes, and we end up with 4. This enemy is immune to all statuses, and its defense has been increased by 1 until the end of the round. Okay. So 4... Just out of curiosity, if I click on statuses, yeah, they're all grayed out. That's nice. Okay, so 4 successes. 16 damage, and yes, weakness to crushing is good to know. 0 blocked. So it's down to 9 health. And let's use our second action, and I'm going to mark that she's gone. Still with the hammer, and we'll roll again. We just got a straight 2 successes. So that's going to be 8 damage. But because of the weakness, and it can block a potential of 2. So I want to get rid of this guy, so I'm going to take the 2 fatigue onto the hammer and just ignore this die face and make it 3 successes. Because that will be a total of 12 damage, and even if he blocks 2, that would be 10. So 3 successes.
Mark down 1 more for Caleb.
Ooh, discard all fatigue from any hero's attack card. Okay, so we are going to remove the fatigue from this weapon. That's a nice trigger.
Just what I need for my next
The
project.
following has been added to your inventory to be used later. 6 metal from a glowing core. Remove the golem. Okay. You know what I should have done? I should have damaged the Harbinger instead, because Cyrus, then the Bloodthirsty Bracers, Cyrus could have got more damage. That might have been smarter. But we eliminated an enemy. So, okay, so Cyrus's turn, we'll give him 2 actions. And I'm going to do his maneuver. Do I want to move? I don't think I need to, because the wand has a range of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're good. An enemy in line of sight suffers for each fatigue on this card, so if I want to suffer some fatigue, I should put it here. And I got a bunch of rerolls, and my vest gives me more rerolls if I get injured. So I'm just going to attack. 2 successes and an advantage, so I will convert that advantage. And that will be 3 successes with my wand. After this attack, if there is another enemy adjacent to you, scar 1 card. Ooh. What did I, yeah, 3 successes? Yes. Nothing else, right? No. No. And Cyrus has got like a engine of getting focus and rerolls right now, because this action here lets him focus with fatigue on this card too. All right, anyway, so 3 successes. Ooh, and we got a weakness. Weakness to, is that piercing? Yeah, piercing. Okay, so that's good. After this attack, if there's another enemy adjacent to you, there is not. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't just... I'm not going to be able to kill him. Sturdy stone table is artfully carved. There is potted succulent and a jumble of knickknacks scattered across it. I think I'll wait till the enemies are dead before I start playing around with stuff in the room. Wand. Okay, we got a success and a surge. So surge is add one success and you can move a fatigue from one card to another. So that would be 2 successes. I think that's fine. Oh, and the bracer is triggered too. So the base damage without the bracers. Ranged weapons do not do a whole lot of damage. And he blocked one, so. But we'll be able to take that guy out next turn. So we've got movement. I don't want Cyrus to interact with those. Oh yeah, I do want Cyrus to interact with the shelves, that's right. So since the Harbinger is probably going to be taken out by Kaylee, and I just want to get away, we'll move to there and forgo the rest of the movement. Okay, and that's the end of our turn. The hero phase. Darkness phase. Resolve infection and terror. We have no infection or terror. Each hero may discard 1 fatigue or focus 1 card. Okay, so we get focusing here instead of discarding fatigue. I don't want to discard fatigue over here. Do I want to discard fatigue over here? No, I think I want some rerolls. So I'm going to focus the hammer. Okay. The Harbinger, targeting Kaylee, menacing growl. Before this activation, 1 hero adjacent to this enemy places 1 fatigue on their hero card. Okay, now she's fatigued out on her hero card. Doesn't need to move and has an attack of 5. Kaylee defends with an orange die, 8-sider. Okay, so we got... So this is good. So we got a success and a surge, and our armor, if you remember, is on a surge. During your defense, add a success and focus 1 card. But this one is, if you're adjacent to a token, chest, shelf, or cauldron, add 2 successes, but we're not. So we can focus another card. We get 1 inherent success down here on defense. We got 1 from the surge, so that's 2. 1 from the die is 3. The damage is 5, so that's 2 that we take. We kind of want to get down to an injury to advance our feet. And we already placed the Harbinger locks their gaze on Cyrus, screeching a shrill challenge. Well, sorry, Harbinger, but you're not going to make it to the next phase to be able to do anything to Cyrus. So let's just have Kaylee go first, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It kind of would have been nice to have been able to have Kaylee, or maybe have Cyrus still in range, just in case, so Kaylee can flip this over to get that fatigue off of there. But anyway, we're just going to attack. So that's 1 action. We're not doing her maneuver action yet because we don't want to, because we're impeded, so we don't want it to just be 1 movement. She attacks with a black die. Okay, 3 successes. That's a pretty good result in that die, so we're not going to re-roll. Smith's Grip. Discard all fatigue from any hero's attack card. We don't have any on attack cards. And it's got 2 damage left. Oh, I blocked 1. If there's another enemy adjacent to you, it's not. Okay, so let's just get rid of this guy with the other attack. I mean, with our other action. With the hammer. Got a success and a surge. So that becomes 2 successes. Do I want to re-roll that? No, he's only got 2 hit points. That's fine.
I make this look easy, don't I?
Okay, 5 damage. Remove the Harbinger. No loot dropped. All right. Now we will give Kaylee her move. And let's go up by the table, and next turn she can interact with the table. Okay, so Kaylee's gone. Cyrus. I think we're just going to interact with the shelf twice. And then maybe move over to the other shelf if we need to. Let's search the baubles. Various leaves and seeds commingle in a mortar. You may grind the herbs quickly. Suffer 1 fatigue to grind the herbs slowly, or suffer 2 to grind the herbs thoroughly. I'm going to suffer 2 because that's going to get my Phoenix up to maximum damage capacity for the Phoenix move. To grind thoroughly. Milling with the pestle is hard work, but you're rewarded. Roll 1 black die heals. Oh, well, I'm not even going to roll because I don't need to heal anything. A stack of parchment spills from the shelf to the floor, each piece covered front and back by cramped handwriting. One page is covered in a large diagram with a short note. Aquos and Ignos are opposites, the combination of which is explosive. Do not combine again. The diagram looks like this. Aquos and Ignos are opposites. Oh boy, I need scratch paper. Does this mean something? I mean, obviously it does, or it wouldn't be in the game, right? So don't combine. I didn't know there was going to be notes. Is there a quiz? Lost knowledge, 1 out of 5. And we'll just search again. Those are our 2 actions for Cyrus. Books or bottles? Bottles, I think we get potions. I'll search the books. The shelf contains a popular historical fiction series detailing the many adventures of Lena Axebearer. Most of it, you remember, is impractical, but Lena always did have some surprising tactic up her sleeve. We can prepare a card. Sure. Prepare the... Or, actually, it doesn't need to be him. Oh, let's prepare Kaylee's hero card. We get rid of that fatigue. Those are my actions. I don't want to move because I can search the bottles there next time. Right? So I think we're just done. Yeah. Resolve infection and terror. Each hero may discard 1 fatigue or shift 1. I don't want to discard fatigue. That one's going to flip. I'll have Kaylee shift there, and Cyrus is fine there. Okay, it's our turn. I'm going to have Cyrus go first. 2 actions, and we'll get our movement of 4. Now, we will interact with the shelf, search the bottles.
Now that
Gain the following cards. A smoke bomb. So this will be temporary because we don't have the... What's it called? We don't have the recipe for this. Smoke bomb. During your turn, you and an adjacent hero each shift 3. Chance or Cyrus. Now I know you can only bring 3 consumables at the start of a mission, but I'm assuming that you can have more than 3, like if you find them like this. Okay, we're going to use 1, 2, 3 of our movement. No, we'll use just one, I guess, to go there. Maybe I'll have Kaylee go this way and Cyrus go that way, split up. That might not be a smart idea, but we're still going to do it. Okay, I used one action. I used one movement point, so we're going to use another action to interact with this set of bookshelves. And I'll search the books again.
Well,
Following has been
what
added
should
to your
we do with
inventory to use
this?
later. Guardsman's Grip Recipe, okay? Whoa, wait, at the edge of your hearing there is a crackling. It is coming from behind the bookshelf. You strain to push the heavy shelf aside. Suffer 6 fatigue, might negates. Well, he's at a -1 might. This is going to be a lot of fatigue, I think. We rolled a natural 5. And we -1, so we have 4 and 2 advantages. Advantages are the same thing as getting fatigue. So we might as well just take the 2 fatigue, I guess, and we'll spread it out. Nope, I'll put it down here because I can flip this card. Place 3A and then move the bookshelf. Okay. Secret passage that is naturally now right behind where I have the display showing. Guess I could move it down more, but it's fine for now. Behind the shelf, a bizarre door is set into the wall. Glyphs and colors fade in and out of its surface. From behind it, you can just hear strange noises, crackling, the sound of wind, and a familiar voice. Professor Grayston? Place 1 archway and 1 door. Door and archway. All right. Don't touch this door, Cyrus calls. Professor Grayston's knowledge of elemental magic is unmatched in Forthen. He watches the glowing glyphs that flit over the door. If I'm not mistaken, he has set 3 wards on this door. Or maybe it's simpler to think of them as locks. Or maybe... Kaylee grins. It's only an ordinary door, but it's got some uncanny locks, so mayhaps I shouldn't just... She makes a smashing motion with her hammer. Well, Cyrus, what do we do? Cyrus mumbles something, and Indris chips as if to add a salient consideration. Professor Grayston believed in a cyclical flow of elements. It was the basis of his magical theory, so it'd also be the basis of these wards. It's like a cipher that will tell us what to use to neutralize or unlock the door. But trying the wrong key, so to speak, could be dangerous, and in any case, mimicking his process would take days. Cyrus, we don't have days. Cyrus smiles, bright and sudden. You're right, there's a smarter way. Professor Grayston is obsessive. He keeps track of everything. He's not stupid enough to keep them all in one place, but I'm certain if we looked around, we'd find the information we need somewhere in this mess. Find Professor Grayston notes. Okay, so we found 1. We found Aquos is opposite of Ignos. And I'm going to need more Paperos than I've got right now. I can already tell if I'm going to have to keep notes on stuff. Okay. So... just to be set up for next turn, Cyrus will move 2 more steps this way. Just, oh gosh. To still be next to these shelves here. He'd have 1 movement point left, but that's fine. Cyrus is going to be done with his turn. And now we'll have Kaylee go. Kaylee's going to get 3 movement points. Let's interact with the table. Sturdy stone table is artfully carved. Yeah, that's right. That's toy with the knickknacks. You pick up the knickknacks, including a few clever mechanical puzzles and some sort of dexterity toy. You scoop them into your pocket for later.
Well, there's some inspiration.
The following is added to your inventory. 20 curios. And should we... Yeah, let's inspect the succulent. You may heal 3 or discard 2 fatigue. I kind of want to get injured. I've used both of these. And now that this card is prepared, I'll just discard these, and we might just discard the other one. That saves up some capacity and saves us a token. Okay, we did not find another note, though. So we'll use our movement just to get next to this door for next turn. And I think that's the end of the hero phase. Darkness phase. Each hero may discard 1 fatigue or swap spaces with another hero. We're going to discard fatigue. We don't need to swap spaces. I think we're set up. We don't need to go up this way until the end, it seems like. So I may move this back over here for now. Okay, hero phase. I'm going to have Cyrus go first. Let's get our movement and everything. And we'll interact with this. Search the baubles. You praise the last item on the shelf, then turn away. We got a Vigos, basically. And that completed our feat.
Our learning will never stop.
So we got a new skill. I keep the stuff I haven't earned separate from the stuff I have earned, so I kind of want to get this in with the stuff I have earned. Now I haven't been following, but I know there were some questions about if you can put these skills into use right when you first get them. The other stuff, it very specifically says, like for use later. The skills, when you gain it, it doesn't say for use later, but anyways. So this one on one side is Pursuit of Knowledge. For 1 fatigue, after you interact, discard 1 fatigue from another card on one side. And the other side is Verge of Breakthrough. For 2 fatigue, after you interact, heal 1 and focus 1 card. Okay. Now next, Dangerous Knowledge. Interact with a lectern while enemies are on the map. Or attack golems with your staff. Ooh. Let's do the lectern thing. And we should just search the bottles in case we find another note, right? A small glass bottle shaped like a boot holds a clear liquid. 2 heroes, shift 2. 1, 2. Hey, let's get over to the door. That is both of our actions, though. And no note falls down. Okay, bummer. So we have to wait next turn for Cyrus to open the door. So we will just go over to Kaylee. We'll do her maneuver action to get her movement points. And we're just going to do the first action to interact with this door. Remove the door. Kind of figured that was going to happen. A coppery stench fills this room. It has no windows, and the candles and torches meant to dispel the darkness cast eerie shadows within. Okay, so we're going to get 2 staircases, 11A, and some short pillars. I'm telling you, best hint ever for playing this game more quickly is to have your tiles in numerical order. It just goes so much faster. And these are on the gargoyles. Here. And here. Stairs do not overlap. Okay. So we're obviously going to be going up here also. Oh, there's a lectern. Great. Okay. Maybe I want Cyrus to go that way. Behind another door, you hear the clanking of chains. An enormous tome is open on a stand. By far the worst thing, however, are the dark red splotches and burn marks that cover the far side of the room. That's probably this. Another table. Right here. Probably going to end up needing to move this whole map down, so I'm just going to do it now. For whatever's going to go up here. All right, so we got, oh, I didn't get the lectern out. Of course, it was way down in the corner. No enemies, though. So Cyrus's thing won't trigger unless there's an enemy on the map. Cyrus is already gone this turn. Man, in the chance that an enemy does come on the map, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm gonna have him switch. Kaylee has another action that she really can't do anything with. Table's already been searched, so the shells have all already been searched. She can use it to get 3 more maneuver points and be at the door. Okay, that's the hero phase. All right, darkness phase. Each hero may discard 1 fatigue or heal 2. Oh man, I know Kaylee wants to be injured. I'll get rid of fatigue for Cyrus, and then I think that's just going to be it. Okay, and now there's enemies. What was the one with the golem? Oh, it was something about a staff or something, right? Yeah, a zealot. And naturally I took the orange marker off of a zealot. Zealot goes here. And the orange golem goes down here. Are they going to get a turn? The Dread Zealot screams an alien incantation for him, but for a single name, Kaylee. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cyrus is going to go first. It's going to use the movement 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to here. We're making progress towards that thing. So that was all the movement stuff. Then we're going to use one of these. First, I'm going to send the Phoenix. So we'll spend all of this fatigue. That is an action to do that. This enemy's in line of sight. It'll suffer 6 damage because I had 3 fatigue. I lose that reroll because I have to flip this card. So we need to go into here. And this Zealot is going to suffer 6 damage. Okay. And I want to attack. Got the wand, it has a range of 4. And our Bloodthirsty Bracers, because we damaged it with the Phoenix, will do more damage. Cyrus attacks with an orange die. Okay, so we got all 3 of the symbols. We got 1 success, we got a advantage symbol, and we got a surge. Ooh, during your attack, afflict the enemy and each enemy adjacent to it. Let's do that. So it will take 4 damage from that. It's got 21 hit points left. For our surge, we get to add 1 success and move 1 fatigue from one card to another. I think I'll move this fatigue to here. No, move it down here because we've got a flip on this one. For the advantage, I can spend a fatigue here to make that advantage 2 successes instead of 1. So we're ending up with 4 successes. And we're going to afflict the enemy and the enemy adjacent to it. So we can't forget that. So status, afflicted. Oh, the golem might be immune. No, that's okay. 4 successes. Bloodthirsty Bracers triggers. And it's going to take 4 damage because of the affliction during your attack. The enemy is already damaged. Oh yeah, that's the Bracers. It blocked 1. Not a weakness from the piercing. Yeah, unfortunately the golem is immune to the affliction. Kind of a bummer. Okay, now we're going to have Kaylee go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Interact. Okay, so next turn, we've got to try to keep one of these enemies alive. Okay, so Kaylee gets 3 movement and 2 actions. Can Kaylee shift? 1, 2, 3, 4. I kind of need 4 movement right now. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to use my Rabbit Foot's potion. It seems like a good time. The Rabbit's Foot potion lets you shift 4. This is the upgraded version. Shift 4 and prepare a card. I'm going to prepare the weapon just in case I want to use a ranged weapon in the future. 1, 2, 3, 4, because I don't get impeded when I shift. But if I had done my maneuver ahead of time, which I'm going to say that I didn't, because I'm using the Rabbit's Foot potion, I would have lost all 3 of those movement points. So I'm going to do an action to attack the Zealot. With the hammer. 2 successes. I don't really need to add anything to that because I'm pretty sure with the affliction it's just going to be eliminated. No. Because it blocked 2. It's not going to be eliminated. Okay, bummer. I didn't need to use the Rabbit's Foot potion because I have to attack this Zealot again. And the affliction So 3, it's probably going to survive this.
Ha!
Yeah,
Did
that
you
was
see
exactly
that?
enough.
About time we got paid.
We got 3 curios, 2 metal, and 18 gold. Remove the zealot. Okay, so it was chanting and stuff, so we needed it to be gone. And we don't really get to do anything with the movement, so I think the hero phase is done. We could do it, though. 1, 2... Yeah, we'll get our 1 movement point because we're impeded, and we're just going to take a step back. Just in case. I doubt this guy's going to be super quick, but it kind of cuts off its path from going towards Cyrus. So, okay. We will end the hero phase. Each hero may discard 1 fatigue or focus a card. We'll get rid of that fatigue. We don't have any fatigue over here. So we can focus, which is a reroll. I should have used a reroll on that bummer 2 successes. Okay, targeting Kaylee. Oh, look at that attack, 11. Before this activation, 1 hero adjacent to the Rune Golem becomes the target and scars 1 card. We're not adjacent, so we do not have to scar. But it will move up. Wow, 11. Okay, we got a success and a surge. Surge is good for our armor because it adds a surge. Did I say success? I meant surge. Surge adds a success. Kaylee really should be defending next to stuff. I keep forgetting about that. But anyway, so she gets to add a success. We got 1 from the die, 1 from the surge, and 1 from her armor is 3. Wow, so 8 damage. Kaylee is going to be injured, which I guess is okay because that's going to get us to her feat being unlocked. It's kind of early in the scenario. Runebound Golem lifts a boulder into an empty hand and turns its featureless face toward Kaylee. No, we need to click on Kaylee, wound the hero.
Just a wee.
Frantic. All right, so Frantic says, before your defense, either suffer 1 damage or terrify a card. Terrify, to suffer a fatigue on terrified cards. Okay. How am I going to remember? I guess right like that will help me remember, I guess. Yeah, the boulder in his hand. Okay. I know this is kind of risky, but I'm going to do it. I mean, this was my plan. So Cyrus gets 4 movement and 2 actions. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. We do another maneuver action to get 4 more movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll interact with the lectern to get the feat done. The tome's illustrations show all manner of terrible demons. You close it and find a paper beneath. I have written to my contact to confirm Necrul's suspicion. Dragonbone is by far the strongest conduit. With it, my experiments with the infernal energies were more effective and less exhausting. More information is needed on how it may impact the clockwise cyclical nature of the elements. If the elements are arranged in a circle, an element is negated by the next element in the clockwise order. If I can procure more Dragonbone, can I affect this cycle? More experiments needed. Oh boy. So, if elements are in a circle, an element is negated by the next element in clockwise order. We know Aquos and Ignos negate each other. Clockwise order negates. Okay, we found 2 of 5 notes. Yes, and we did our feat. That's the whole purpose of doing that. Okay, we got a recipe. Attack golems with your staff or attack an enemy you have not attacked before. Phoenix Cry and Flames and Fury as a skill. I want that. Okay, so Cyrus is done. Now let's go to Kaylee. This could have been really dumb because this boulder is probably going to be extremely dangerous. I'm thinking. 2 successes, we're going to spend a reroll. 2 successes, we're going to spend a reroll. 2 successes. Sure, we've got lots of stuff that helps us focus. Oh my gosh. It's a 33% chance of getting that, and I got it 4 times in a row. Discard all fatigue from any hero's attack card. We don't have any. Okay, unyielding triggered because we are injured and we attacked the golem. I think Kaylee's going to get hurt pretty bad with this with this boulder that it's holding. I think I'm going to do her ability to enfeeble the golem. But let's attack again with the second action. I didn't even put the action tokens over there because I knew what I was going to do with her. Ah, geez, and again? The enemy drops a small amount of loot.
Well, there's some inspiration.
10 metal. Okay. 2 out of 3 on the unyielding. Okay, so let's end our phase. We can heal 2 or discard 1. We're not damaged at the moment. Any fatigue we want to discard. Sure, that one. Infection and terror, we don't have any yet. Okay, so now it is the enemy. Its turn. I'm going to, before its activation, spend 3 fatigue to enfeeble and slow it. Oh, wait a minute. These things can't be impacted. Never mind, I can't even do that. Keep forgetting about that with these golems. Okay. So it's actually going to move to get away from her, to be 3 away. 5 damage. If Kaylee is the target during the defense, they cannot reroll dice. So Kaylee cannot reroll dice. Kaylee defends with the orange die. She doesn't have any rerolls left anyway. 2 successes. Plus 1 inherent from our armor is 3 successes, so 5 minus 3 is 2. Down to 7. That wasn't that bad. The damaged runebound golem moves wildly and erratically, twitching and cracking as it flails its limbs about with terrifying force. Oh, when it does that, if you attack next to it, you get hurt. So we're going to want to range weapon it. It is our turn. Kaylee's got to flip on... Oh, but the hammer is how we get our feet. And it's only on golems, right? No, it's just attack an enemy with a hammer while you have an injury. Okay. Okay, yeah. So we're going to use our free flip. Kaylee's going to go first to get the crossbow out. Oh, wait, I had to do this. Before your defense, either suffer a damage or terrify a card. That's kind of cheating. Terrifying the weapon when I know I'm going to flip it. I will terrify her hero card. I will also use the free flip on that to get rid of that terrify. Wait, that builds up fatigue, right? Suffer 1 fatigue on each terrified card. Oh, I think I'll wait to do that. Since I've got a free flip on there, I might as well build some fatigue up and then flip it to get all that fatigue off. Yeah, I'll wait to do that. But let's get our actions and movement. And shoot the crossbow. 1, 2, 3 is the range. But I'm not next to it. This kind of sucks. Knowing that this is going to happen anyway, I'm changing my plan. Like, I thought this would only happen if I moved up next to it. It should ask you if you're doing a ranged weapon. So take note of that. And I'm backtracking this because I really thought this has happened before, and I thought that it would only do that if you walked up next to it. Because I want my feet to trigger, right? So my movement would move me up there. Now I do this attack. 4 damage, agility negates. Her agility is -1. We got 4 naturals and a surge, which means 5 minus 1 is 4, so we don't take any damage. Now we'll do this. Attack with a black die. Let's get something besides the 2. Okay, we got 3. Okay.
I could do this all day. About time we got paid.
We got 1 Vigos. Remove the golem and our feet triggered. So let's check that out.
They'll carve my name.
Devastator's Grip recipe. There's so many recipes. Interact with a cauldron. We get a skill for that. Pick a fight. Attack an undamaged enemy. That seems pretty quick. This seems like the kind of map that's going to have a cauldron on it, though. Right? It's like a wizard-type person's house. And that'll get us a skill. Oh, man, I hope that wasn't dumb. Like sitting around waiting for a cauldron. So that was 1 action. We used our movement to get next to it. So we'll use our other action. We have 3 movement points. We'll go next to the door. And Kaylee is done. Okay, now Cyrus. Let's interact with this table for 1. Never know where there's going to be notes. Ooh, there's a journal. You flip through the journal. It must have been left behind by some previous adventurer. The observations are mostly personal, but a few things that can challenge the mind, like prepare 1 card. I want to prepare my hero card so I can move back to my Phoenix side. And no Graysden's notes. Was there anything else at the lectern? No. I think I'll use my movement. I'm not even going to put it out because I'm just going to move 2 to here so I can be next to that in the table. And I will interact with the token. Amongst a charged stone and viscera is a discarded red stained piece of parchment. Test will. I got 6 and 2 advantages. I can take a fatigue. So I can do this one time. Something I think I screwed up earlier, but a viewer left me some rules comments, so thanks for that. I will know only to do this one time. So that converts one of those advantages into 2 successes. And this is a will test, so I get 1 from my card. So 4 inherent, 2 from converting 1 advantage with this, and 1 with the will is 7. And I'm going to, with the other advantage, suffer a fatigue on there because I'm about to flip this card to make it 8 successes. You steal your resolve and pick at the sheet. The half-covered page contains only a diagram. The diagram looks like this. So kind of at an angle. So we had Aquos and Ignos, and now we have Mortos at an angle and Vigos. Clockwise order negates. Okay, that's 3 out of 5. I think, yeah, that's all my actions because I did the table and the token. Remove the Explorer token, and that's going to be the end of our turn. Or the hero phase, I mean. Infection and terror. Okay, so we have terror. Oh, I should have flipped that. Oh well. We can focus a card. Sure, let's get a reroll here. We could just discard that fatigue. Now let's get a reroll. We're about to flip this, which I should have done, but it's too late. So I can discard 1. Sure. Okay, hero phase. Let's have Kaylee go first. I don't know if splitting up is the right thing to do. Oh, I should have had a door on the map this whole time. Right there. Let's have Cyrus go first and open that door and see if enemies pop out. So 4 movement. So 2 to the door. We've got 2 movement left. And we'll interact with the door. I know I could have interacted with that table, but I'm going to kind of ignore that for now. The room is filled with acrid smoke that burns your nostrils and impairs your vision. From within you hear a moan and the clanking of a chain. So like a prisoner, probably. Remove the door. Not probably. I mean, if there's chains and moaning, I bet you it's... I guess maybe we won't go there. 6A. Like that. Okay, now it's in the room. Of course, a cauldron on the opposite side of the map from Kaylee. A green tinged mist spills through the door. You can make out the contents of the room more clearly. Place 1 cauldron and 1 chest. A figure lurches forward, breaking the chains that once held it. It has been some time since this creature knew its name beneath the sun. We have not fought a... how do you say that word? Is it wit? Yeah, I think it's wit. We have not fought a wit before. Who can I take orange from? I guess this zealot. Okay. Overcome this magical ward requires a stalwart spirit. I knew there was going to be a cauldron. It's just on the opposite side of the map. Let's do that again. Can't keep me down as the skill. Is it worth it? Those are weapons. I'm not really like in love with her current skill. Does help with tests and can focus cards. Let's do that again and can't keep me down. After you interact, discard 2 fatigue from one other card. And before you interact, heal 1. I mean, if she's going to be a tank, that's a pretty good skill. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 turn. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 2 turns. 3 turns to get over there to interact with the cauldron. It's probably not worth it. Probably not worth it. Okay, so anyway, Cyrus has 1 action left and 2 movement points. The wand is... what is Cyrus's feat again? Attack an enemy you have not attacked before. Oh, okay. Cyrus's range is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got to move 1 space closer. And we will attack. I'm going to flip, though, first. So I can hope, maybe if I get some advantages, I can build up fatigue for the Phoenix. We did not get any advantages. We just got 2 successes. I could use the smoke bomb to shift 3. That would cut a turn down. Okay, I'm going to do it. I really want those feats out of the way. So, we got 2 successes. One thing at a time. I'm too focused on that feat. With the wand. After the attack, if the enemy was not defeated, the hero terrifies a card. I really should look at those things first, because I could have put that terror on here before I flipped it. But I can always put it on here and flip it. Do I want to use that reroll? Can it get worse than 2 successes? No, it cannot. I'm going to use this reroll. Okay, so I got a success and 2 advantages, and I want to convert those advantages because I want to build up the fatigue to use my Phoenix. So that ended up getting us 3 successes. 6 damage, no weaknesses. After the attack, we have to terrify a card. So where are my terrified tokens? We will terrify that card. We don't need to flip it yet. Can build up. And we can move one. I don't know how fast these guys move. Yeah, but whatever, fine. We'll move one. We've got a lot of hit points. Okay, now to Kaylee's turn. Kaylee's turn is just going to be 3 moves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. Getting to that cauldron. And we're done. If we had that rabbit's foot potion still, because I wasn't paying attention earlier, that would have been good. Okay, hero phase over. Darkness phase. We have to... Ooh, we could shift. Infection and terror. So, terror, terror, shift, and we will remove one. Cyrus does not need to shift. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're good. After the attack, if the target is not adjacent to another hero, they terrify their hero card. Okay. It wants to move 4 and do 4 attack. So yeah, it would have been close enough. So an attack of 4, Cyrus defends with the orange 8-sided die. 2 successes. Oh, before my defense, I focus a card. So let's focus our hero card. Do I want to re-roll that? I do, because I want to try to get a surge. So I'm going to spend this because it's before my defense. I get a focus. Haha. I didn't know I didn't want a surge. I wanted advantage. I'm re-rolling again because I really want advantage to build up the Phoenix. Okay, I got 1 of each. So I'm going to convert that advantage, and the surge adds 1. So that's 3 successes from 4 attack. Strength is 1 damage, so down to 6. And I have to terrify a card because of the ability. And done. The white sweeps both blades to their side, twisting their exposed spine to the extreme. Okay, hero phase. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Cyrus is going to go first. The white has 11 left. 4. This is going to seem weird and like a waste of cards and abilities and stuff, but I'm really working on these feats. So Cyrus is going to go first. We're going to use an action to send the Phoenix out to do 6 damage. Then we flip this card, which gets rid of that. So we click on this guy, and we go from 11 to 5. Now we have to get rid of this guy for my plan to work, so I better get some good rolls here. He does have the Bloodthirsty Bracers, so... Okay, so we can do 1 fatigue to turn one of those advantages into 2 successes, so that's 3 successes, plus the Bloodthirsty Bracers is going to be enough. I don't need to convert the other advantage. 3 successes.
Good work, Indris.
Cyrus turns away as the white's last shriek echoes through the professor's home. The necromantic arts are dangerous enough on their own, but that white, its body was covered in burn marks. It had earth in its wounds, and it was drenched in water. The professor's experiments on one already so misused are either confusing cruelty with brilliance or a tragedy we have ended. It's a tragedy we have ended. If it is as Cyrus says, perhaps the defeat of the white may have put a soul somewhere at peace. Each hero may discard 4 fatigue. Okay. I'm okay with the terrified cards because we've got some room still to put fatigue on those cards.
Well, what should we do with this?
Mana Weave, what is that? Ooh, it's another trinket. During your first attack each round, your secondary ability chances are increased by 5%. Okay, so we remove the white from the board. Now I'm going to do my free, it's not free, but mandatory, I guess, maneuver action. It's not mandatory either. We had to attack, so we get 4 movement points. 1, 2, 3, 4. I go adjacent to Kaylee. Then I'm going to use this smoke bomb that we got. During your turn, you and adjacent hero shift 3. And now the smoke bomb is gone. Katie's going to go 1, 2, 3. And Cyrus is also going to go back 1, 2, 3 because I think Cyrus... Oh, you know what? Kaylee can open that chest, I'm sure. So Cyrus will shift this direction. And Cyrus is done. Now Kaylee, for her maneuver, 1, 2, 3, she'll do one action to go 1, 2. She's got 1 movement point left I don't think we'll need to use. And another action to interact with the cauldron. You can determine what the thin liquid at the bottom of the cauldron was once intended to be. You could add the appropriate materials to restore it. Test Insight. Now this is where this skill actually might come into play. She can put a fatigue on to add successes. So that's 4. We'll throw a fatigue on here. It adds a success for each fatigue on the card, so that makes it 5. That's not going to be enough, but her Insight adds 1, that's 6. I doubt that's going to be enough, but we can finish it off next turn. Yeah, it has yet to be brought back to usability. A scroll and several sheaves of parchment, all stained with green blots, sit next to the cauldron. On closer examination, you find a diagram accompanied by the following entry. The dragon hybrids have informed us that the usual supply line must be redirected. Seems that something or someone is raising the dead to the northwest of here. So that was that undead stuff that one Baron dude was talking about, probably. Inconvenient to both the dread and the hybrids, of course, but waste not. Want not, as Father always said. So Lumos plus Umbros. I've procured one of the undead. Unfortunately, the undead proved to be uncooperative conduit for my elemental magic. At least I have discovered that Lumos and Umbros are unpredictable and dangerous if combined. I'm wondering about that one note that was talking about like the clockwise stuff. Because if you put that plus like in the middle, it could make like a circle of all those letters. It's like, it looks like there's one more note we need to find though. And we finished the feat.
Why is everything I do impressive?
Okay, so we got that skill. Just want to add that to my unlocked cool stuff. Attack one enemy 2 times with your crossbow, or attack an undamaged enemy. We will do undamaged enemy. And I think we're actually done for the turn, or the hero phase. Infection and terror. We do have some terror still. Discard 1, or discard 1 condition. Okay, let's get rid of these conditions then. And it's our turn. Okay, we're gonna have Kaylee go first and interact with this cauldron. There's nothing remaining within the cauldron. Oh, we don't get to finish that insight test? Okay, so I guess we'll do the treasure chest since we're next to it. Testing will. Her will is +1. Ooh, we got a lot here. Okay, so during the test, we're going to do this. We get to add a fatigue here, which adds a success for every fatigue. So that's 2. We got 4 inherent on here. That's 6. And 4 advantages, which I'm going to take advantage of. I will put 2 on here, so that's 8. And I will put 2 on the weapon because I got a free flip there. That's 10 successes on 1 roll. Ooh, 11 because of the will. I'm going to make it 10. I'll only convert 3 of the advantages instead of all 4, so we'll go 10.
Well, there's some
We
inspiration.
got 8 metal and 1 Taros from Corroded Blade, 5 bone and 8 Curios from Bloodstained Teeth, and a Magistar's Wrap recipe.
Just what I need for my next project.
Ooh, you reach into a strange shadow under an old cloth, biting cold nips at your fingers, but you do not withdraw your hand until you find the treasure within. Sunforged Spear. I think that is a weapon for Varix. It is Sunforged Spear. We're getting a lot on this quest, mission, scenario, thingy. Oh, my card camera has gone kaput. Well, if I use it, I don't think this will focus well enough. So what it says is for 1 surge during your attack, add 2 successes, and for another surge during your attack, slow the enemy. It has reach, crushing, and piercing type. This is a good weapon. And we got to remove the chest. So that was only 1 action. I didn't even put the tokens over there. So Kaylee's got, because when we interacted with the cauldron, it said we get another action. So I'm basically just going to move her twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get going back this way. Cyrus didn't go. Why is that there? Cyrus did go. That's what got Kaylee over there. No, that was last turn. Yeah, Cyrus hasn't gone yet. Gotta pay attention to my tokens. But actually, before Kaylee goes, I'm gonna flip this. Do I want to flip it now? I think I do, just to get rid of this fatigue. Okay, and Cyrus can go. Let's make sure we do this correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do another maneuver. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's this and this. And I guess interact with the door. Okay, behind the door is a smaller, sunnier study. Place tile 10A, 3 short pillars and 1 staircase. Okay, so let's get the thing out first. A staircase, 2 short pillars, 3 short pillars. Middle on the back. Side and the side. Move this. Staircase. And it will rest there. All right. What else do you want me to add? A chest, a shelf, and a table. Yeah, chest, shelf, and a small table. And opening the door was our last action because we moved twice. What's on the other side of this? Heal 1 health for each fatigue on this card, then flip it. I think I like that better than focusing. If we build up fatigue on it. Okay. That is us. You're going to spawn some more enemies. Infection and terror. I got rid of the terror. We can either discard a fatigue or heal 2. Katie's going to heal 2. Cyrus has no fatigue to discard. But he can heal. At least up to 7. Yes. Golem and Zealot. Why do I keep taking the orange out of the Zealot? Where are all of my orange markers? Oh, there's another one in the bag. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take one out of the bag. Orange is the most frequently used one. I should have them all out. Zealot and Golem. I was hoping that would be on the other side, but I did just use that, didn't I? The Runebound Golem lifts a boulder into an empty hand and turns featureless face toward Kaylee. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Kaylee's not going to get there in time, which is an unfortunate thing because Cyrus... 1, 2, 3, 4. Cyrus might do 2 attacks and then run. That might be happening. Attack an undamaged enemy. Attack an enemy you have not attacked before. Well, I think I want to work on Cyrus's feet and damage both of these guys. But the Bloodthirsty Bracers will do more damage. Whoa, 36? We might be able to take the Zealot out. All right, so Cyrus is going to go first. He's got enough range for his wand. Oops. All right, so we got a success. The Surge gives us another success. And we can, for the advantage, put a fatigue on here to make that 2 successes. So we ended up with 4 successes. 8 damage. Blocked none of it. Frontline fighter, and I'm just going to do that again. Okay, 2 successes would be 4 damage. Plus the Bloodthirsty Bracers is 7. I'm going to use the ability on the wand to afflict the zealot, and I think that should be enough to take it out. So we got 2 successes, and we will afflict it. Ooh, oh man. Oh, now we know it's weak to Ignos. And it got afflicted anyway. We didn't even have to use our fatigue. But now Cyrus is going to use, is going to use his movement to run. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll be right next to the chest. Okay, that was Cyrus. Kaylee. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. She's going to bring her in to be getting attacked, basically. Oh, I could do this. Actually, I will flip to my crossbow with my free flipping token, my prepared token. Has a range of 3, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's our free maneuver and 1 action, and we'll do an action to attack with the crossbow. Just to do some damage. We roll the black die. Of course, it's 2 successes with the black die. For 2 fatigue, we could re-roll. Actually, let's use this re-roll. Hey, we got 3. Mammoth Stalk, your weapon's damage increases by 1. If the enemy is large, add 1 success. It must not be large. Only 4 damage, it blocked 2. Why is that only 4 damage? Your weapon's damage increases by 1. If the enemy is large, add a success. It only blocked 2. 9 minus 2 is 7. Not 4. So this looks like a bug. Yeah, I don't think that calculated correctly. I'm not going to go in and add 3 more damage right now, but if it comes down to like not killing this thing next turn, I might, because I think that's a bug. I mean, it even said 9 damage and 2 blocked. That should have been 7 damage. I'm going to do it. I think that's a bug. I'm adding 3 more damage. And that's the end of the hero phase. Resolve Infection and Terror. I don't have any. Discard a Fatigue. I don't have any conditions to get rid of. Yes, and the Zealot dies from its affliction. Foe dropped an item. Spiked Hammer. That's a weapon. After the heroes gain a crafting material or recipe, discard one. That doesn't sound that awesome. Although it does have 2 damage types on it. Pierce and Crush. And the upgraded version lets you prepare a card. Okay, I'm gonna throw in a cut here real quick, try to fix my card camera and grab a drink. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So let's hope this camera stays. So this is the unupgraded side. After the heroes gain a crafting material recipe, discard 1 fatigue, but it has piercing and crushing as a type on it. So another weapon option for Kaylee in the future. All right. 10 attack. Oh, the Zealot must have increased its damage before it died. Cannot reroll dice, but 1, 2, 3. 10 damage. Okay, defends with orange. We need a surge. We didn't get a surge. We got a 1 success and 2 advantages. We're going to convert those by putting fatigue on our crossbow. So 3 successes off of 10 damage takes me down to 7 damage. So I should only have 9 hit points. Oh, I get 1 inherent defense, so that's 4. So 6 damage. 6 from 9 takes me down to 3. Damage golem moves wildly and erratically, twitching and cracking. Okay, so we're going to take damage from this thing. And now we know that we take damage no matter what. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm actually going to have Cyrus go first, which is fine because that thing is there. We'll get the movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. So we're going to use 1 action to attack with our wand. I'm fine if Cyrus takes some damage. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use my Rabbit's Foot potion to do that. So that was a shift 4, and we get to prepare a card. I'm going to prepare this card. And I'm going to flip it. No, I'll see if I need to convert one. Yeah, so I'll attack with the wand. Really? Like that time it didn't do it? I don't get it. Where can I roll and not hit a bunch of stuff? How about up here? A success and a surge. I don't have any rerolls. Afflicting is not going to do anything. I can move 1 fatigue from 1 card to another. With the surge, I will move it off of here and onto here. So that's only 2 successes. But the Bloodthirsty Bracers trigger, that's good. Frontline fighter because we have not damaged this guy before. Oh man, I forgot their defense just keeps getting better. Oh well. We got to get rid of this guy. So that's the other action. Let's try to get a better roll. Just 2 successes. It's too bad they can't be afflicted. Oh, I doubt this is going to work though. He didn't block any, which is good. This time I calculated correctly, 4 plus 3. Yeah, and he did not become afflicted. I almost said conflicted. And we will move back by the chest with our 4 movement. Cyrus has gone. Kaylee is going to take 3 fatigue on her hero card. To flip a card, we're going to flip to the hammer because this guy's weak against crushing. She'll use her maneuver action. She can move 3, right? I guess we'll get right here. 2 actions. So we'll do 1 and we'll keep 1 here. The defense just keeps getting better. 3 successes. Nothing I can add to that. I forgot to do this. So I will terrify. When I would have done that, I knew I was going to do this anyway. I would have terrified the weapon, so I'm not even going to add it. I keep forgetting about that wound. Three successes. Eight damage. Blocked 4. Now 5 defenses. And for our last action here, before I forget though, I'm going to take the Vigor Potion so I go up to 6 health. Yeah. And we will attack again. Oh no. Oh no, it went under the stairs. 2 successes and 2 advantages. I don't have a whole lot of room to take fatigue right now. But I want this guy gone, so I'll take 2 fatigue to convert the advantages on my hammer for 4 successes because he has a potential of 5 defense. Oh. So it's random when that happens. Suffer 5 damage, agility negates. Our agility is -1. We got 5. So I'll just take the 1 damage, going down to 5 health. And I had already calculated 4 successes, right? Because I rolled 2 stars and 2 advantages. And I took the 2 fatigue. Yeah, 4 successes.
Ha! Did you see that?
15 damage. This, of course, this time he only blocks 1. Remove the golem. And I think our hero phase is over. We can shift one or discard a fatigue. Kaylee will discard a fatigue. Discard a fatigue from here. We have no infection or terror. Cyrus will discard. I don't want to discard that fatigue. So I can shift one. I'll shift one closer to the bookshelves. Hero phase. I'm going to have Kaylee go first. 1, 2, 3 for her maneuver. 1, 2, 3 for her first action. Her second action is going to be to flip her hero card to get rid of this fatigue. Okay, Kaylee's done. Cyrus is going to first interact with the chest. Test will. Will is +1. 4 successes and a surge. So 5 successes is probably not going to be enough. No, 6 counting the plus on his card.
Now that.
It was enough. Okay, so we got 16, we got 32 bone, and a redstone pommel recipe. Okay, not a groundbreaking thing there. We'll use 2 of Cyrus's movement to go there. And we'll interact with these shelves. Let's search the bottles and see if we get anything. One hero may focus any number of their cards. I think Kaylee needs the rerolls. There are gaps and spaces where objects have been removed from this bookshelf. They look to have been carried over to the table nearby. Okay. That's going to be it for us. I'm just going to search this bookshelf as much as possible. Discard a fatigue. Or focus. Infection and terror, none. Okay, I'll start with Cyrus. He's going to use both of his actions to interact with this bookshelf. Each hero may flip 1 card. I actually want to flip back to the flip side of this one. That loses my focus. I have a free flip here. I think I'm good. You never know if there's going to be those papers. 6 metal from a blade. Okay, yeah, so no papers there. So we'll use Cyrus's movement to get over here next to the table. Kaylee's turn has just enough movement to get next to the table and 2 actions. So the first one, dozens of books have been left open on the table. One contains a diagram alongside a short note. Fascinating behavior. According to our allies amongst the dragon hybrid spawn, the Uthuk are allying with the growing hybrid army. Entirely unprecedented. I have been asked to assist the hybrid's new allies by discovering some sensitive information. It sounds interesting enough. I will comply. The diagram looks like this. Taros is across from Animos. Okay. But there was that thing that said, like, in the clockwise order, it negates or something. Indris launches from Cyrus's shoulder, circling twice before landing again. Cyrus nods. I think, yes, I believe we have enough information to open the door, at least if we can draw the correct conclusions from the professor's notes. Remember, you can consult the quest log to review what you have found. Neutralize Professor Greyston's elemental wards. Okay, Kaylee actually has another action because only one action to interact with the table. Is there more stuff there? No. An additional action, we'll just move again. 1, 2, 3. And that's the end of our hero phase. It's gonna be like a little puzzle, I guess, at the door. Or flip their hero card. There's no fatigue I will actually want to get rid of either, because this fatigue and this fatigue actually make those skills stronger. 2. It's our turn. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're just going to use all of our actions to move over to by the door. Kaylee going first and then Cyrus. And what Cyrus is actually going to do on his turn is use his Vigor Potion to heal an adjacent hero for 3 points. So from 5 to 8 health. And that's actually it for our hero phase. So we're going to be opening that door. So I'm going to move this over here. Discard, we don't need to discard anything. Shift one, we don't need to shift. It's our turn. I'm actually going to have Cyrus go, and I'm going to use this prepare token to flip his hero card to get to the side where I can build up for the Phoenix. Okay. So I just want to find that one place where it said something. Aquos and Ignos are opposites, the combination of which is explosive. Do not combine again. Where did we read the thing about a cipher that will tell us what to use neutralize or unlock the door? When did I read the thing about right here? Clockwise cyclical nature of the elements. If the elements are arranged in a circle, an element is negated by the next element in the clockwise order. Okay. So Cyrus is going first. 2 actions and 4 movement points for using our maneuver action to start off. We will interact with the door. There are 3 elemental wards on this door. To disable them, you must use another element to neutralize them. The 3 elements you must neutralize are Animos, Aquos, Terros. Which element neutralizes Animos? So in clockwise order, it should be the one that starts with a V. Vigos. The door flares, then some of its unnatural shifting and colors begin to fade. You've neutralized an elemental ward. Aquos is the top one. The next one in the clockwise order starts with an L. Lumos. The door flares and its colors begin to fade. And which element neutralizes Terros? The one that starts with an M. Mortos. You've neutralized an elemental ward. There, that should be the last of them. Now let's see where the professor has gone. Remove this door. Okay, we need 4A, 15A, and a water underlay. Is this gonna fit? 4A and 5A. And 15. Okay, it looks like 15 kind of lines up. And we've got 5 and 4. There's not going to be a great place for that's okay-ish. So I know it's not going to line up exactly, but I'm going to push it over just a little bit. There, I know it's a little crooked, but that's the best I can do. Oh, there's even more. You were always an ambitious pupil, Cyrus, calls Professor Graysden from somewhere above. It really is quite irritating. Above the pool, a platform is suspended in the air. Place tile 7A and 4 tall pillars. You have 2 spaces share a corner on which a pillar stands. They are not adjacent. What? If 2 spaces share a corner on which a pillar stands, they are not adjacent. Oh, so like the 2 underneath it. So basically you can't walk through the pillar, I guess. All right. Seven A. 4 tall pillars. Now I know there was something that I think I did wrong if there's an enemy up here about attacking like up more than one level. Okay. Yes, and that's off the screen. So let me see how much activity is going to be back there. I will not have an upstart spoil years of work. You cannot see Professor Graysden on the platform, though you can make out he has several things with him up there. Place 2 chests and a large table. Okay. So you can't see those chests back there. That might not be the end of the world. This game is so big. The platform is held aloft only by a series of thick chains. Though they are old and beginning to rust, they are set into giant iron rings on the wall. Place 2 explore tokens. Oh, so we can knock this thing down, I guess. 1, 2, 3. Beneath the platform, 8 large stones are submerged in the water. Each seems to affect its surroundings differently. For example, one shines painfully bright, while another boils the water around it, as if by an unseen flame. Place 8 explore tokens. 4, 5, 6, 7, and naturally, I'm going to have to use something else to mark who has gone. I think you can see all the relevant things for now. You know, dragons have a fascinating connection with our world. Both they and their parts can be used in so many unique ways. Take these feral dragon eggs, for example. Of all the things I've tried to amplify my elemental magics, these are the only thing that have shown any real promise. You should be honored. I'm going to let you be part of my latest experiment. The professor begins chanting from above. Mortos, Mortos, Mortos. Final objective, defeat Professor Grayston. Current chant, Mortos. Okay, so now I think I want to find the one that's the opposite. So that one's Teros. Opposite of Mortos was Vigos. Or do I want those chains to come down? Ignos. Okay, this one is Vigos. So interacting with the door was one of Cyrus's actions. We're going to move 1, 2, 3 to here. Interact with the Vigos. M across from V, yeah. As you watch, tiny fish and moss spring into life around this egg. This egg is infused by the life element Vigos. You may attempt to channel the power of this egg. Test Insight. Insight's +2. We got 6 on the dice. +2 on our card is 8. You cannot navigate the unpredictable powers of the elements. Really? With 8? We moved 3, so we've got 1 movement left. I want to get over here by this chain. Kaylee has not gone yet. Well, let's get Kaylee up there to interact. So Kaylee's going to use her movement, so her movement will be gone, and one of her actions to interact with that Vigos. 1, 2, 3. Kaylee's Insight is +1. We got 4. I'm hoping that it's +1 is 5. I'm hoping it's saving up. You cannot navigate the unpredictable powers of the elements. We've got 1 action left. I'm going to use my movement to get over by this chain. Or I'm going to use another action of movement to get over by that chain. So anything else I want to do? I could use rerolls on that, but 8 wasn't enough. Focus. I don't need to discard anything. No infection and terror. A harbinger is coming to play. And we'll activate next turn. Grayston chant comes to a crescendo, then cuts off suddenly. You feel your heart stutter and stop. You cannot breathe. You cannot think. You are surely dying. Each hero up there suffers 7 damage. A stat of each hero's choice negates. Oh boy. Cyrus will use Insight because it's +2. He got 4. We're going to use a reroll because 2 is not the best. But it's 6. It's only 1 damage, so we'll save one of those rerolls. Kaylee will use Might because it's +1. We got 3 and a Surge. The Surge we're next to a token, so it becomes a +2. So that's 4. And we can take a Fatigue on here. To add 2 more to make it 6, so we only take 1 damage. Okay. Animos, Animos, Animos. The opposite of Animos is Ignos. The Harbinger locks his gaze on Cyrus, but he's so far away. Okay, I'm going to have Cyrus go, and we'll get our movement. And we're going to use our first action right away to interact with the chain. Might of 6, and his might's -1, unfortunately. Hey, so we got 6 here. But it's -1, so that's only 5. And I don't have anything that I can do to boost that. Is there a better result? I mean, I could try for the 4 with the 2. Yeah, I'm going to have to go for it. I need the side that has the 2 successes and 2 advantages. Nope. That's a bummer. So I don't think Cyrus is going to be able to do anything with that. So we need to look for Ignos. That one's Aquos, Lumos, Animos. Ignos is right there. So we'll use, let's use all of our movement, just go over there. Then we'll interact with the Ignos one. I don't know if we're going to be able to do anything. Testing Insight. Insight's +2. 3 natural and a surge. We can move 1 fatigue from one card to another. So we're going to move it here. So 3 natural plus that is 4. We've got 2 advantages, which we will convert, is 6. And then our +2 is 8 again, but that's... It wasn't enough last time. Huh. Oh, maybe I want to negate. I was hoping to damage him by doing the opposite one. So, okay, so Cyrus is done, but I'm gonna use Kaylee to hit the chain, I think. So Cyrus is done, so Kaylee's gonna hit the chain. A might of 6. We got 3. The surge, we're next to a token, so that makes it 5, and she gets a +1 might, so she passes. You strike and hack the chains. Their weakest point finally gives away. The slack runs noisily to the ground platform above. Sways, discard the explore token. Okay. So 1 chain down, and we can go back to using our token to mark who's gone. Then she's going to use her maneuver and get here, and then she'll use her other action. Oh, wait. Hang on. Not Ignos. Where was I? Like right here? Crap, I can't remember. If it's Animos, where's Mortos? Oh, a chest fell back over here. Okay, so I want to go that way anyways, because this is Mortos over here. I want to see what happens if I do the one that hopefully negates. Maybe it'll stop his chanting. So we're going to interact with the Mortos, and the chest fell down. I didn't even read that part. I guess when I broke the chain, it fell. Okay, I am next to a token, so the surge becomes 2. This is, there's 3 on here, that's 5. Insight makes it 6, and there's 2 advantages. Sure. So that's 8. I'm hoping this one negate. No. Oh, and now she's on the wrong side to go to the other chain. I should have gone towards the chain. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I looked at the completely wrong thing on the dial. I should have gone to Lumos. Oh man, I totally screwed that up. Totally screwed that up. I looked at the wrong part of my drawing. Ooh, swap spaces with another hero. Each hero may discard 1. Okay, so Kaylee's going to discard 1 off of here. And Cyrus is going to choose to swap. Infection and Terror is nothing. Harbinger, Cyrus. The Screeching Harbinger inhales suddenly, choking on the building phlegm, then unleashes a ball of hissing goo. After the defensive target and each hero within 2 spaces tests agility. You have to infect and scar 2 cards, but moving 1 and 4 is way too far away. Okay, so we have to do this thing again, testing 5 damage, agility negates. So Kaylee's agility is -1. She got 5. Agility's -1, so that's 4. Well, we got some advantages, so we'll just use an advantage on the hammer. So no damage. Okay. Cyrus' agility is also -1. 2 surges. Can you only use each surge ability 1 time, even though you have 2 surge things? Probably. So I'm going to say that's only 3 successes, so 2 damage. So from 6 down to 4. Ignos, Ignos, Ignos. Okay, let me look at the right chart. Ignos is across from Aquos. Wait, not across. We want to go clockwise. So that is Lumos. No, Ignos. Clockwise is Umbros. I'm tired. It's been a long day. Umbros. That's Aquos. Lumos. Animos. Egos. Ignos. Umbros. Which we are right next to. Kaylee's going to test against Umbros. Insight. So Kaylee's going first. Has used 1 action. Okay, so we got 4 plus a surge. We are next to a token. So that becomes 2, so that's 6. We can put a fatigue on here to make it 8. This better be right. Ignos clockwise is Umbros. 8. I see it's not enough that you had to interrupt my experiment with a fire spirit. What do you call them? Indris? Now you must ruin another experiment as well. Cyrus, you are as narrow-minded as the rest at the so-called college. You wait a moment, but it seems Grayston has fallen silent for now. Okay. So I silenced his chant. Now she's going to use her 3 move. 1, 2, 3. I need to get by that stupid chain, so her other action is just going to be to get next to the chain. She's done. Cyrus will move one of his 4, use one of his actions to interact with the chest. Testing insight. Okay, so we got 4 natural and 2 advantages. His insight's +2, so that's 6. And the 2 advantages we will use. We'll go 1 there and another 1 there, because that makes this more powerful. For 8.
Interesting. Interesting indeed.
14 metal, 3 Taros, and 4 gold. Okay, we got 3 movement left. 1, 2, 3. And an action left. Let's go 1, 2, 3, and maybe next turn we'll be able to see if the Harbinger moves over here, we can send our Phoenix at him. That was here at the chest. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to change that. I'm going to do this as the last action. I can flip this. It had 2 focus on it to heal 2. Just in case. I can always move and attack the Harbinger next turn. We can focus a card. We can discard 1 fatigue. I don't want to discard fatigue from here. So Cyrus will focus his wand. Harbinger is not adjacent and it's super slow. Grayson begins to chant once more, calling upon the elements to aid him in his battle. Ignos, Ignos, Ignos. Harbinger locks their gaze on Cyrus. Okay. Okay, clockwise from Ignos. It's the same thing. It's Umbros. Which Cyrus is right next to. So Cyrus will go, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then can shoot his Phoenix out. So 1 action and 4 movement points. Interacting with Umbros. We only got 4. That might not be enough. Oh, but insight's +2, so that's 6. Grayston's sarcastic lament interrupts his chanting. Your company these days is absolutely atrocious, and to think I used to believe you had so much potential. So interrupted his chanting, so I guess he's done. So 4 movement, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, as long as the enemy's in line of sight, I can send my bird and do 6 damage because of the 3 fatigue. Flip the card. Oh, I go in here. Harbinger takes 6 damage. Now it's Kaylee's turn. It's going to interact with the chain. Might of 6. Kaylee gets +1. We got 3 natural, +1 is 7. So we pass. Discard the Explorer token. With the last clang, the chains break. From above, Grayston curses as the platform begins to fall. Okay, so let's discard the token. The chains rattle and falls as the platform crashes down from above, splashing into the water below. Okay, so we'll take it off of these. If it looks like there's going to be a lot of action in the back there, I'll move things around. There is a chest back there still. I'm sorry you guys can't see that. I guess it won't be the end of the world if I move the map down. The stairs and stuff down here are not going to align, but I don't think anybody's going to be going up there. So just know that the stairs are off a little bit. And Professor Grayston will be a zealot by the table. So Kaylee used one action. Kaylee still has a maneuver. 1, 2, 3. You muling incompetence, why won't you die already? Grayston raises a staff, then cracks it on the ground. Very well. If my chanting alone won't do you in, then so be it. I will sully my hands myself. Spawn a zealot. Cyrus's brow draws down into a scowl. Magic can ease the pain of the ill, save the crops that will bring us through winter, and protect those in danger. And you, Professor, just squander it with your twisted experiments. Indra shines brighter, the flames of her body flaring yellow and blue. Cyrus's eyes also burn with a magical yellow flame. It's not enough to do something powerful with your magic. You also need to make the world better and kinder, or guide and protect others. Or guide and protect others. Now I need to protect my friends and the people of this barony. Your experiment here is over. Cyrus closes his glowing eyes, and Indris launches from his shoulder, flying in a low swooping circle over the eggs in the water. In the Phoenix's trail, the eggs burst and burn. The preternatural? I have never heard that word. Heat burning off the water around them in shafts of steam until they are no more. Now, all that leaves is you. Professor Grayston's chant dies on his lips. Discard all the explore tokens on the water underlay. So all those eggs are gone. The water, I think, takes 2 points to move out of, not anything extra to move onto. Just out of. Defeat the professor, no current chant. So what do we got left? 1 action and 3 movement. The water, 1 additional movement point, yeah. I should have saved the Phoenix for the professor. The professor is weak to Ignos, it looks like. $34 hit points is not a whole lot. So we're going to do this. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 with our movement points, and then 1, 2, 3 to get over by that chest with our last action. We're going to be greedy. Hopefully it's not dumb. I probably say that all the time. And then we are done. Infection and Terror is none. Heal 2, which is good. Takes me to 9, and I can only heal 1 over here up to 7. Do I want to get rid of fatigue instead? No, I think I want hit points because I'm about to get attacked. Yeah. Harbinger, after the defense, but it's only 1 movement, 4 range. 1, 2, 3, still too far. Against Kaylee, Call of the Fallen. After rolling dice, if the target did not roll a surge, suffer 2 fatigue and terrify their hero card. 1, 2, 3 is exactly 3 for the range. Okay, so 6. We use orange for defense for Kaylee. 2 advantages. We're going to re-roll that. 2 successes. We got 1 from our defense. We're going to keep re-rolling it until we get a surge. I really don't want that extra penalty. Okay, we got a success and a surge. We are next to a chest, so the surge becomes 2. So that's 3 from the dice, 1 from our armor is 4 off of a base of 6 is 2 damage, so we go from 9 to 7. We did get surge, so we do not have to worry about the rest of this nonsense. The zealot slams their staff into the ground and drones a dark prayer. Oh man, I wish we still had our Phoenix ability. We've got antidotes and antidote. That's about it. So do we want our wand, or let's start with Kaylee and be foolish treasure hunters. Get our movement. Our 2 actions, but we're going to use 1 right away, so we'll just keep it over there to interact with the treasure. I'm hoping because it's the second one, there might be better stuff in there. I don't know. Ooh, we got 6 natural on the dice. We get +1 from our card for might is 7. Do I want to add 2? You know what? Sure. I'm going to use this ability. It adds a success for every fatigue, so we add 2. Makes 9. Maybe that'll give us something special because we got a lot.
Well, there's some
13 bones, 13 curios, a resolute hilt recipe, and nothing else. We will use our movement to get up close and personal. We become impeded, so lose the rest of our movement. And we will attack the professor with our hammer in the hallway. 3 successes. Nothing else I think we can do. I should have suffered a damage from that card. 6 health because of frantic when the professor attacked Kaylee. Okay, 3 successes. Enfeeble. 2 blocked. And I think that's Kaylee done. We'll go on to Cyrus and try to get some Ignos damage here with our wand. Cyrus is just going to use the movement right away. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're within 3, which is close enough for our wand. We didn't even really need to be that close. Okay, so 1 attack. Can we interact with that table? Nope. Okay. Cyrus attacks with the orange die. We got a success and a surge. I might want to save this in case I need to try to get a surge on defense. So we'll just take that. That's 2 successes, which is hardly anything. But I'm hoping our Ignos will go off. A feather ornament. Bloodthirsty Bracers helps. Frontline Fighter. Okay, that triggered. What is the other feat? I know I check this so often. Attack an undamaged enemy. Okay. And we're just going to use our other ability or our other action to attack again. Got 2 successes and an advantage. Here we can put a fatigue to make that advantage be 2 successes. So that's 4. I should have done this. We will put a fatigue here to afflict the enemy. So we will afflict the enemy, and 4 successes. Okay, that is all of our actions and movement that we're going to do in the hero phase. The Zealot's Prayer. Oh, it stopped. Oh, I can flip our hero card. Yes. Do I want to do that? No, I kind of want this advantage thing again, maybe. But Kaylee will flip. We have no infection or terror. Targeting Kaylee. Can move 2, but is impeded because starts next to a hero. So we'll go 1 back this way. And then, pausing their prayer for a moment, the Zealot unleashes an attack. Has range, base of 4 damage. Kaylee defends with an orange die. 2 successes and an advantage. Gets an advantage from armor, so that's 3 natural. We'll just take the 1 damage, so it's a 5. I don't want to put any fatigue on anything right now. The Harbinger, ooh, moving 4. Finally moving quickly, but still will be out of range. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Harbinger locks their gaze on Cyrus, screeching a shrill challenge. Okay, I don't think Cyrus has damaged a Harbinger before. Professor Grayson only has 8 health left. Cyrus is going to go first. Is going to move, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, if Cyrus goes 1, 2, 3, 4, oh no, to here, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll be able to attack both of these people. So I'm just going to use both my actions to attack. 1 against the Harbinger to try to advance the feat. There's another enemy adjacent to you, Scar 1 card. There's not. Okay, so we got the advantage and an advantage. So we got 1 natural, 1 advantage that we can convert to 2, so that's 3. We'll convert the other one, so that's 4. We'll put a fatigue here just for fun to afflict the enemy. And 4 successes. Ooh, it almost died. Frontline fighter triggered, okay. There's not another enemy next to me. Should I just take it out? Do I think Kaylee can do 8 damage? Kaylee had to take another one from this thing. Gosh, I keep forgetting that. Because she got attacked. The hammer does inherently 3, and she's gonna have 2 attacks. 6, 12. Yeah, let's just take it out. So Cyrus will do another attack against the Harbinger. 2 successes and an advantage, but I do have room to convert it. So 3 successes. It's afflicted. It would have died anyway. But I think we're about to finish.
Should have left my friends alone.
Oh, that triggered. The feather ornament triggered with the Ignos damage
Well,
type.
what should we do with this?
Hey, but we got some stuff, so worth it. Okay, done. Kaylee will move here and attack with her hammer. She uses the black die. Oopsie. Oops, it was 2 successes, which is the weakest. That'll be 6. He could block 3. Man. I'm going to re-roll it. I've gotten that 2 successes so many times. Okay. 1 plus a surge. Token chest, shelf, or cauldron. No, I'm not. So it's just 2. Bummer. Okay. Blocked 1. 5 left. We got to do better on the next one. And our last action for this hero phase. We've got to do better here. Oh no. Oh no, only 2 successes. And no rerolls. Too bad all that fatigue is there. Oh no, don't block it.
But done with.
Oh, okay, he didn't block it.
Forge.
Discard all fatigue from any hero's attack card. Hey, it triggered. Professor Grayston falls to his knees. You could have been a great student, Cyrus, he says wearily, if your heart wasn't prohibitively tender. So what now? You kill me? Cyrus shakes his head. You can learn to be better than this. Besides, your information has been good. Still, I don't think we can leave you here to hurt people. The heroes win.
Is everyone all right?
That's enough. Enough. I surrender. Grayston falls to his knees, placing his hands on his head. It's quick work to bind his hands and secure the area. Professor, how could you? I don't understand. What's to understand? I couldn't do the research I wanted to at the university, so I joined a group that was happy to help me. The Dread. There are still rules here, Grayston. Only if you're strong enough to enforce them. Which, since my hands are now tied, I see that you are. Very well. Why did you come here? Why ruin my work? Are you still holding a grudge about your bird, or are you an enemy of the Dread? No, Professor. We actually need your help. Well, since my only hope to survive what comes next is your mercy, I find myself willing to advise you. Ask away, my students. The Uthuk witch, Nicrol. She's performing some sort of ritual, I think to contact the demon world, the Infernal. Say no more. I can tell you how she will do this thing. Stopping her will be up to you. First, you'll need to find the right location, one of the weak points in the veil left over from when the elves warred against themselves, most likely. We'll find them. What else? 3 things: an anchor, a source of power, and a sacrifice. The anchor forms a bridge between that world and this. The best anchor would be something magical and symbolic of the Firma Dracum, the mortal world. A sacred stone or an ancient dragon's bone, for example. Then she'll need a source of power. Nothing better than a powerful runestone or even an unbound shard. Otherwise, she'd have to make do with some lesser magical trinket. And finally, a sacrifice. Well, you can guess what sort of sacrifice the Uthuk have in mind. If we keep her from getting these things, will that stop her? No, she will make do with lesser alternatives, but it will make her ritual weaker and easier to interrupt and thwart. That's all I know. I don't suppose my cooperation means you'll set me free? I don't suppose so either. As Grayston is led away, Cyrus lingers for a few minutes more, contemplating the laboratory and books Grayston is leaving behind. He gathers a few things from the building, then sets it on fire. I don't know how it calculates the time. Got lots of recipes, lots of stuff, 37 gold, a cool weapon for Varix, who will probably be playing in the next quest because it's been a while since I played Varix. See if there's any story back into Frostgate, and then we'll call that an episode. Oh boy. The party meets a small caravan on a journey from Thilgrim to the north to Greyhaven. Cyrus is excited to learn that the caravan is that of one Master Gaunt, a young orc mage of growing renown who had been a few years ahead of Cyrus during his studies in Greyhaven. I found your treatise on the nature of elemental flame to be particularly enlightening, Cyrus tells Gaunt. Gaunt chews thoughtfully on a bitter root, her eyes lingering on Indris far more than Cyrus. I've heard a little of your exploits, she says. Full of surprises, aren't you? But even so, I'm surprised you're out here wandering rather than in Greyhaven, where you can hone your craft. Now we gotta choose. If a mage could become great in a library, every mage would be. Or I find helping people more fulfilling than academics. Yeah. I will always value what I learned in Greyhaven, says Cyrus, but I found academics alone to be unsatisfying. I've never been the best student, and accolades from my teachers only warmed the heart fleetingly. No, this, and Cyrus motions at the countryside, this is where I belong. I measure my days now not by pages read or techniques practiced, but by people helped and problems solved. Gaunt chuckles. That's an attitude not many mages have, Cyrus, she says. Her eyes fix on Indris again. Then again, not many mages have quite the experience you have. Correlation or causation? Hard to say. Gaunt thinks on the question a moment before changing the subject, and the pair talk about Gaunt's trip to Thelgrim until it is time for the party to set out again. I hope that orc's not thinking about trying to steal my bird. That's my bird. Okay, so no more story, but we do have an event here. Okay, another kind of long one, another big map that I had to push around, and I know you guys can't see it. I'll switch back. Had to push around and move things around to try to make it fit on screen. I think that's going to be a theme for this playthrough. But it's already been a long one, so I'll cut it short. I hope you're enjoying this playthrough of Descent on the channel, everything I post on the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.